Bonsai watering. So how do I know when to water my little bonsai? So the easiest way to kill any potted plant, not just the bonsai but also any house plant, is by over watering the plant. Underwatering, it's not such a big problem, but overwatering kills your plant. So what's the easiest and the best way to know when to water your bonsai tree is just putting your finger on the top of the surface. If it feels dry, then you need to water your tree. If it feels wet, then you don't need to water it yet. There is another way to know that your bonsai needs water. So the tips of the branches start to bend down like this. I'm sure you have seen this at least once in your lifetime, if not on your bonsai, on your houseplant. The longer a branch gets, the harder is for the little tree to pump water into it. When you are watering outdoor bonsais, it's pretty easy and simple because you don't need to care about making a lot of mess and a lot of water. You don't need to care about flooding your balcony or your apartment. You can use a watering can, you can use a fine nozzle on the tip of your hose in your yard, and you just water the trees. Just keep in mind that the tip, the nozzle, has to have very fine holes into it. So the water needs to flow very fine. Otherwise, all of your potting mix will just fly out of the pot and you can damage your tree. When you are watering indoor bonsais, you can use one of these two methods. Method number one: take a plastic bottle, drill some holes into the plastic cap and use it to water your bonsai trees. Just be careful, because if your potting mix, if your bonsai substrate is too dry, when you are watering with your plastic bottle, the water will flow right out of the pot. But there is an easy fix to that. Just spray with water and then you can water using your plastic bottle, because the soil will get moist and will absorb the water instead of the water going out of the pot. The second method that you can use to water your indoor bonsai trees is to take a container, place the bonsai into the container and fill up the container with water until the water gets to the edge of the pot, okay, the outside edge of the pot, but without the water going over it into the pot. Just leave your bonsai into the container for about 15 to 20 minutes and you'll see the water level dropping. That means that the potting mix has done its job, has taken in the water. Just take out the bonsai and leave it out to drain. This is a pretty good method for watering, especially small bonsai pots like this, because it's very hard to get as much water into this little pot as the tree needs. It doesn't matter if you water your bonsai outdoors or indoors. The thing that you need to keep in mind is when you're watering your bonsai, you need to water thoroughly. The water needs to go everywhere into that pot so the root can have water, all the fine roots can get water. And how do you do that? Well, you need to water in stages. There are two stages of watering. So you come in, you water your trees or your tree, you water them first. This is the pre-watering, let's say it. So to be sure and to ensure that the water goes everywhere and the bonsai is watered thoroughly, you need to water first. You then go drink some coffee, do whatever you like, just wait for a few minutes, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, and then you come in and water again. So this is how to properly water a bonsai. Now you know when to water and how to water your bonsai. So There is no calendar for watering. I cannot tell you you should water every day or every other day or once a week, because the necessities change. They change with the season, they change with the size of the pot, they change with the size of the tree. So that's why it's best just to feel it with your finger, and then you know when to water and when not to water your bonsai.